Have you ever felt like you no longer belong where you are? Like conversations feel empty, environments too loud, and everything that once made sense now feels strange, even heavy? If so, maybe you're not confused like people say. Maybe you're going through a dimensional shift. And no one ever told you that. Because when your vibration changes, the world around you starts to respond. And suddenly, a wave of synchronicities begins to surround you. Repeating numbers, dreams that feel like visions, encounters that feel more like messages. But be warned, this isn't Instagram mysticism. It's real, it's measurable. And Carl Jung spoke about it, he just didn't use the same language we do today. The truth is, most people ignore these signs and keep living on autopilot, pretending nothing is happening. But the universe doesn't repeat itself by accident. It amplifies. It shakes up everything that needs to fall apart so that a new consciousness can rise. What looks like a crisis is often an invitation, a push to pull you out of the surface and into the frequency where your soul is already vibrating, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. And in this video, you're going to find out whether everything you've been experiencing is just in your head, or the beginning of something much bigger. Some people begin to feel like time no longer works the way it used to. Days feel like weeks, hours fly by in minutes, and there's that strange sensation of being out of place, even when you're sitting in your own room. This isn't madness and it's not anxiety, it's a silent calling from the universe. When a soul begins to shift frequencies, everything that once felt solid starts to dissolve. And that's when the first signs appear: unusual fatigue, a loss of interest in things you once loved, and an overwhelming desire to be alone. As if the outside world has become too loud for someone who's beginning to hear something subtler within. This kind of experience happens to those who are going through a dimensional shift, though almost no one talks about it. It's as if an invisible update is being installed in your soul. A kind of spiritual download where you can't explain what's happening, but you feel that something important is shifting. And this is when synchronicities start to pop up everywhere. You think of someone and they call you. You keep seeing the same mirrored time on the clock. You cross paths with a stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. Carl Jung might call it a manifestation of the collective unconscious. But for those living through it, it's more than theory. It's confirmation. Now, you might be wondering, but how do I know this isn't just in my head? The answer lies in the language of synchronicity. It doesn't speak in words, it speaks in patterns, and the more you ignore it, the louder it gets. Like a cosmic GPS saying, recalculate your spiritual path, you're leveling up. And this is only the beginning, because when these signs start to appear, reality begins to crack at the edges. And that's when the game changes. It's not a coincidence to see 11:11 on the clock 4 days in a row. And it's not random when you suddenly start encountering butterflies, feathers, specific songs, or random phrases that feel like they were written just for you. All of this is part of something much bigger, the code of synchronicities. It's like a secret language the universe uses to tell you you're stepping through a portal. Carl Jung spoke of this with clarity, that synchronicities arise when there is a meaningful connection between external events and internal states. In other words, what's happening out there is a reflection of what's transforming in here. And the wildest part is, the more you notice, the more the code reveals itself. People report seeing combinations like 111, 222, 333 during critical moments, like emotional crises, right before making a big decision, or right after a prayer. It's as if the universe is whispering, "I see you, keep going." These signs can also appear through animals, owls, hummingbirds, all with deep spiritual symbolism. A friend of mine once dreamed of a number, woke up, Googled it, and found a quote that unlocked a childhood trauma. Was that chance? Or was it the universe quietly confirming he's ready to go further? But here's a powerful key. It's not enough to notice the signs. You have to interpret and apply them. When the same number keeps repeating, pause and write down what you were thinking in that moment. When a symbol appears again and again, ask, what is this trying to teach me? The logical mind will resist. It'll try to label it as luck or paranoia. But when you're shifting dimensions, you have to learn to listen with your heart, because that's how the code of synchronicities speaks. And once you begin to listen, prepare yourself. What comes next might unravel everything you once believed about stability. When everything starts falling apart at once, relationships cooling off, projects stalling, plans failing, the mind's first reaction is panic. But what few people realize is that this apparent chaos is actually a vibrational adjustment. When your internal frequency rises, everything that no longer resonates with that new energy begins to fall away. It's as if the universe is removing excess baggage so you can pass through a dimensional portal. And guess what? Synchronicities tend to intensify during these moments of collapse, as if the universe wants to make sure you know this is not the end. It's a release. Many people report that right before a major spiritual breakthrough, they lost their job, ended a relationship, or went through a deep period of isolation. And it's exactly there, in the middle of the emptiness, that the code of synchronicity starts appearing more often and more intensely. Carl Jung once said that what you avoid shows up as fate. So if everything around you is falling apart, maybe you're being pushed into a reality where you'll need less control and more trust. The universe removes what restricts you to make room for what expands you, but it doesn't send you a text to let you know. It uses signs, repeats patterns, makes the invisible speak louder than the obvious. So if your life feels like a house of cards collapsing, take a breath. Maybe it's not bad luck. Maybe it's realignment. An invitation to let go of the shallow and begin building from your new vibration. Does it hurt? Yes. Is it confusing? Absolutely. But it also awakens. And that's when the body starts to react, not as the enemy, but as a silent ally translating through symptoms, everything your soul hasn't yet found the words to express. Some people rush to the hospital thinking something serious is wrong, but every test comes back normal. Then comes the unexplained fatigue, the insomnia with no clear cause, the tingling in the hands, the sudden heart palpitations. It's scary. Of course it is. But what if I told you your body isn't failing? It's translating a code. When you start vibrating at a new frequency, the physical body has to reorganize energetically. It's like trying to run new software on an old computer. It glitches, it overheats, it restarts. And if you don't understand what's happening, you might end up treating spiritual symptoms as if they were physical illnesses. These sensations are your body's way of telling you that your consciousness is expanding. People report intense heat in the heart chakra, tingling in the feet, unexplained itching at the back of the neck, and more. And no, this isn't cheap mysticism, it's energetic biology. Carl Jung spoke about the connection between mind and body, and today, science confirms that emotions and vibrational states directly affect the autonomic nervous system. So yes, what you feel in your body could be a direct reflection of an energetic synchronicity happening within your soul. If you're unsure, try noticing how your body reacts right after a strong intuition or lucid dream. It responds. And if all of this is happening to you, what can you do? First, stop blaming yourself for being tired. Second, respect the process. Techniques like conscious breathing, herbal baths with rosemary and lavender, and silent walks in nature help stabilize your vibrational field. And if you can, write. Keep a journal of your physical sensations and connect them to emotional events or synchronicities from the day. You'll be surprised by the patterns that begin to emerge. Because the body never lies. It always delivers clues. even before your mind can understand what's coming next. There comes a point when the signs are no longer subtle. They knock on your door so loudly that ignoring them is no longer an option. Synchronicities start happening in rapid sequence. You think of something and it manifests. You keep seeing the same numbers on clocks, license plates, receipts, or you get chills when you hear a specific phrase. This is more than coincidence. It's the universe saying, "You're ready." But then comes the question that stops a lot of people. What do I do with this? And the answer isn't found in some dramatic external change. It's in how you anchor this new frequency into your everyday life. To anchor is to make it real, to bring the invisible into the tangible. Want a practical example? If you're constantly seeing 111 or 222, stop just noticing. Write it down, reflect, take action. Start your day with a short 5-minute meditation, focusing on your breath and a sense of gratitude. Do some journaling. It doesn't have to be a novel. Just note your insights, dreams, or daily synchronicities. What once seemed random starts to reveal a pattern when it becomes a habit. And you know those moments when a powerful idea just drops into your mind out of nowhere? Write it down. Carl Jung called those messages from the unconscious, and ignoring them is like throwing away winning lottery tickets. And here's a simple shift that changes everything. Talk to the universe like it's your best friend. What are you trying to show me with this? Give me clarity about this sign. When you begin interacting with the signs, instead of just witnessing them, you activate the code of synchronicities on a whole new level. And the more you respond, the more the universe speaks. But this conversation, it doesn't end. On the contrary, it only gets deeper. And if you think you've seen it all by now, just wait until you understand what it really means to shift dimensions. So tell me, after everything you've heard here, are you still going to treat these experiences as just coincidences? Are you going to keep ignoring the signs the universe is throwing right in your face, thinking it's all just in your head? Or are you finally going to accept that something much greater is moving behind every detail, and that you were chosen to awaken to this new reality? Because from this point forward, you already know. Every synchronicity that shows up in your path is an invitation to leave the surface and dive into a deeper level of consciousness. So answer me in the comments. What was the most powerful sign you've ever received? What number, dream, or feeling kept echoing in your mind with no explanation? What pattern did you notice in today's video? And most importantly, what are you going to do with that? Will you apply it or let it pass you by? Because when you write it down, you activate it. And when you share it, you inspire others who are going through the same process, but haven't yet realized what's happening. Sometimes your comment is the key someone else needs to awaken. And if this video shook something inside you, if deep down you felt something click, something start to shift, then hit subscribe right now, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us. Because this is just the beginning. With every new video, you'll understand more, feel more, and awaken faster. And I promise you, once you start seeing the world through the eyes of your soul, there's no going back. Welcome to the new dimension.